This series is sponsored by FEG PC, builders of bespoke PCs specifically for sim racers. Check out their website in the description below. Welcome everyone to this week's Let's Learn the Track from WeatherTech Raceway Laguna SECA. This season in the IMSA GTE class we're going to be driving this, the FERRARI 488 GTE. Usual Let's Learn the Track stuff. We're going to do a couple of slow laps and I'll talk about my braking markers and my reference points. Then we'll slowly pick up the pace and show you those in practice. We'll talk about pit exit, pit entry, and generally just have a discussion about the track. This isn't a place for hot laps, so if that's what you've come to see, look elsewhere. This is all about getting around the track as safely as we possibly can to hit the ground running at the start of the week. Right, let's get cracking. Okay, here we find ourselves in the FERRARI on pit lane. Pit exit here isn't too bad. Just obviously look at the green cones, deactivate your pit limiter at that point. The merge point for getting back onto the circuit at Laguna Seca is better than some tracks, but I'll talk about that when we get a bit further down because occasionally it can be a little bit sketchy coming back onto the circuit here, and I'll explain why. So we'll talk about pit exit when we do a simulated pit stop. But as you can see, the circuit's on our right hand side there, so we don't need to worry about any vehicles at this point. So be very careful down here because it's dead easy to get an off track. Now here, this is where we need to think about what we're doing. So as you can see, we're merging onto the track, not parallel with the track itself. We're actually driving onto the circuit. So just keep an eye on your relative box. Normally cars should be on the opposite side of the track at this point, aiming to move over to the left. But if somebody's going for a move, there could well be cars too wide coming past you here. So it's very, very important to keep an eye on your relative at this point and try and merge right over to the left hand side. Get right over here if you can. Okay, so this turn, we're going to be approaching this turn in third gear. We're going to be going down into second gear. My braking marker is just after the 2, and we're going to be over on the curb on the left hand side, down into second gear. We're going to be turning in just at the end of the curb there, cutting this inside curb. Careful with that red sausage on there because that can unsettle the car. Let the car drift out wide, but get back on the circuit before the sandy part there. Then move the car back over onto this curb, and we're going to be braking just at the end of the curb on the left hand side there. We're going to be going down into third gear, and we're going to be cutting this inside curb a little bit. Again, not too much, but just modulate the throttle to get the car to rotate around there. Let it drift out wide for the run down to this next turn. So we're going to move the car right over to the right hand side, and my braking marker here is a white line in between the 2 and the 3. Probably just see it there. That's what I use as my braking marker, or just after that. So we're going to be braking in a straight line all the way down to second gear. We're going to be turning in just at the end of the curb there in second gear, nice and tight. Cut a little bit of the curb on the inside, and you want to be getting back on the gas as soon as you possibly can there. Be very careful not to run wide there. Up to the kink. A little bit sketchy this. My braking marker is this section here. You can see the curb on the right hand side there changes colour, goes a little bit darker. You can see it more when you're actually moving a bit quicker. That's what I use as my braking marker. So I'm in fourth gear at this point, and I want to be braking round about the 2, going down into third gear, turning at the end of the curb, clipping the inside curb. Don't hit that red sausage there, whatever you do, because that is a race over type curb. If you hit that, you're probably going to wreck your car. So clip the inside of the curb there for a run up the hill towards the corkscrew. So we're flat out all the way at this point. We're going to be in fifth gear, and then I approach this on this left hand curb, try and keep it as straight as I can. Then I move over to the right, and in between that curb and the next curb I start to brake. So I brake quite hard initially, and then just as I go over the crest I just release the pressure just to prevent the wheels from locking up, but then as soon as the car's over this crest I'm going to be braking a bit harder all the way down into first gear, turning in early, hitting that curb. Now a little trick here to make sure that you're on line at LAGUNA SECA. See those trees? If you aim for the right hand tree there, you're going to be bang on the apex for the second part of the corkscrew, which is obviously blind. So if we just go straight down there now, there we go, you can see we're on the apex there, or not too far off it anyway. So a little top tip there for LAGUNA, just aim for those trees and you'll be alright. So then we're up into third gear, round here, let the car drift out wide, then just lift off the throttle, get the car to rotate, a late apex here, hit that curb, but you want to be on the gas as early as you can. Up into fourth gear, get the car back over to the left. As soon as we hit this curb we're braking, down into third gear. This is nice and banked this, so there's a lot more grip here than you think. Clip that inside curb, on the gas as soon as you're on the apex, let the car drift out wide, then back over to the right. My braking point here is round about the 2 or just after. Then we're going to be all the way down into first gear, turning in quite late because we want a really good run up this hill. So you can clip that apex a little bit, and then you want to be on the gas as early as you possibly can, because whatever speed you carry through that turn, you're going to carry all the way down into turn number 1. Well, this is turn number 1 here actually, so just ignore that. So then braking marker here, I use that line, that's my line there, just before that line. So I brake hard here, all the way down into first gear. Now there's a couple of ways you can take this turn. You can either hit this first apex and run out wide and then cut it back, but I tend to just kind of try and keep it as tight as I can, keep it in first gear, and then just hit that apex and then on the gas. Very careful not to get off track on the run off there, really easy. So braking here between the 2 and the 1, turning in quite late, clip that curb, let the car run out wide, get it back on the track, back on this curb into third gear, a little lift, clip that curb, let the car run out wide. Then looking for the white line across is to use as our braking marker here. Then it is just after the 3, so we're going to be down into second gear, clip that curb on the inside, but you want to be on the gas really early there, let the car run right out wide. Now we're looking for this dark piece of curb there you can see it. So we're down into third gear, nice early turning, clip that inside apex, being careful not to hit that big sausage. Move the car over to the left, so there's the curb, the end of that curb, there's the start, so it's braking kind of in between the 2, lifting off as you go over the crest, down into first gear, hit that apex, aim for the second tree, there it is. Car will run wide on the left, then get it back over to the right, a little lift just to get the car to rotate, to load the front tyres, and then we're going to be accelerating all the way down here into fourth gear. As soon as we get to this curb we're going to be on the brakes, on the apex, get on the gas or just before. Then just as we get to the 2 we're going to be down into first gear, a late apex for this one because we want to be getting a real good drive out of this turn onto the start finish straight. Right, so we'll try and pick up the pace a little bit now. So we're going to be looking for the white line on our right hand side. There it is there, so I'm going to brake, down into first gear, let the car run out wide, cut it back for the second apex. Be careful not to run off track. In between the 2 and the 1, down into second gear, clip the inside curb, let it run wide. Same with this one, brake just at the 2, just slightly, just to get the car to grip on the front. Now we're looking for the white line across the right hand side there, there we go, so it's down in second gear, nice and tight on the inside, early on the gas. So we're braking at the 2, the dark piece of curb, down at third gear, nice early turning. Move the car over to the left, it's in between these 2 curbs, we're going to be braking gently at first, then harder over the crest, early apex, aim for that second tree, car run wide, get it right back over to the right, little dab of the brake just to get the car to rotate. Back over to the left, braking down to third gear, on the gas at the apex. And we're braking just after the 2. Late apex, get a good run. Right, we'll try and pick up the pace a little bit now. So again, we're looking for our braking marker on the right hand side there. There it is. So we'll pick up this second apex. So in between the 2 and the 1, we're going to be braking down into second gear. Clip that inside curve on the gas. Same with this one, a little dab of the brakes just to get the car to rotate. We're on the gas as soon as we possibly can. So braking at the white line, down second gear. Clip that inside curve, we're on the gas dead early. Let the car run out wide. So look for the dark part, there it is, down to third gear. On the gas early. So get the car over to the left. Braking in between these 2 curbs. So here just apply the brakes slightly just to get the car to rotate. When you're happy it's going to. Back on the gas. Same with this one. Once you're happy you get the car round. Back on the gas. So there we go, so that's Laguna Seca. It's not the quickest time. Should be, this weather should be doing 19s. Oh, we're in the 19s. So we'll simulate a pit entry this time. As you can see, that curb really does unsettle the car. The second one isn't too bad actually, so you can clip the second one a little bit. So pit entry at Laguna is a little bit dodgy, to say the least. There's a lot to think about at the end of it. But what I'll do is I'll do the pit entry, then we'll go into replay mode, and I'll show you exactly what I use as my braking marker. So you can see I put the pit limiter on early there, so before I actually got to the bottom I put the pit limiter on. So we'll just stop now and I'll just go into replay mode and show you that. So bear with me, I should have done this before, but you know me, last minute. So, oh crikey. So pit entry at Laguna Seca is going to catch a lot of people out. So what I use as my braking marker is there's a line going across, you can just see it just there, and as you can see there by my controls on the bottom left, I'm starting to cover the brake a little bit. I don't know if you can actually see those, you can just see those. I'm starting to cover the brake there, so I'm starting to apply the brakes now before then. I could probably have braked a little bit earlier then, but at any point down here, get the pit limiter on, because you're not really going to be accelerating anywhere near or any more than what the pit speed limit is here really. So just get the speed off, because this is going to catch a lot of people out. So as soon as you can, as soon as you start braking, you may as well hit that pit limiter, because just round that corner are the cones where you need to keep the pit limiter on in any case. Right, what we'll do now, we'll simulate a pit exit here now. Okay, so we're in the pits, our guys just told us to go, so we're going to be accelerating over the hill, and then we'll have a look at where we can brake to get out the pits. I didn't put my pit limiter on there, it's okay. So around the corner, so just at the end of those bollards there on the right hand side is generally what I use as my braking marker to get out of the pits. We'll show you that again there. So you can see the bollards on the right hand side. They're just where they end there. So if you look at my controls in the bottom left, so it's just at the end of the bollards there. I'm starting to brake. Probably braked a tad early there. I was on the brakes a little bit early, but I had cold tyres. So there we go. So that is Laguna SECA. Learn the track for this week. Let me know in the comments if it helps you at all. If I'm doing something drastically wrong, please let me know. As always, all I ask of these videos is a like. That'd be really, really appreciated if you wouldn't mind. Hopefully, we'll have a good week this week. Laguna's not my favourite track. But it will provide close racing. There'll be a lot of mistakes. Multi-class here, don't know what that's going to be like, but it'll be fun anyway. Right, hope to see you on track. Good luck, everybody. Have a good week. See you later.